So I'm Vesna Lucca, and I've been moderating a panel on genderless investing and leading a dialogue among three beautiful, powerful, impactful women from Kenya and from Zambia, who have done major work in terms of proving again and again the point that their kind of leadership, which is a human leadership, is incredibly important.
Thank you. What is genderless investing?
I mean, to put it very simply, it's really to make sure that you take care throughout the whole investment process, from the moment that you are considering to invest in a company to the very moment you are becoming a long-term investor, to understand the dimensions of what gender and how gender can affect the results, actually. So it's a beautiful, I would say, diversity perspective that is needed. It's not about only women or only men. It's about finding this beautiful balance between the two.
What's the most important thing for companies today?
I think the most important thing really is to make sure that you have a very specific but also big idea that is your boss. So the company to decide what is it going to serve and why does it exist. It's incredibly important because you unite people around that, and you are also very specific in terms of what you're serving. So to have a company that is organized around a big idea is incredibly efficient, and it also makes you attract exactly the right type of people to your organization, but it also makes you attract the right kind of clients. So the whole kind of ecosystem of that company becomes much more smooth and much more relevant to the world as well. So that's the key. And when you do all of these things as a company, obviously to do it in an authentic way, because there's nothing more that we love as people and respect as people when we know that something is for real. And in today's world, we have this kind of lack of trust and lack of sense of, genuine people around us. And when we see these kind of characteristics among leaders and among companies, we are naturally attracted by that. I'm not saying to do it for manipulative reasons, obviously, but if you do it in a good way, it always turns out to be very good for your financial performance, but also for your role in society, actually, as a company.
And what do you do for that now?
Job or my mission is really to together with leaders who are ready for that, take them on board on that kind of journey where we identify the big idea that they want to serve. Maybe they already have one, maybe they've inherited one because the companies exist since some time. So we revisit that and look into that. It's more like corporate psychology almost, where you go into a company's, the soul of the company, so to say, and define what that is. And then you go through a certain process and lead them through that so that they know how to organize the whole company around it. So that's what I do. And then towards the mid-phase of that work, we also work on how do you build the brand in accordance with that, and how also do you communicate it? Because if you can't communicate it, then it will not have the impact that you desire. So it's a beautiful work, but it requires also that the leaders of the company are curious, confident in their roles, and that they also have sometimes the power, to say that they don't know the way and that they are eager to explore where to go. And that's very often for me a very strong sense of good leadership also, that somebody is safe enough in their own skin and know what they're doing so that they can also say that they don't know, but they will find out, and they invite the whole team to the journey of exploration and to design new ways of doing things and explore new territories. So that's like more courageous leadership.
What can we do now for the world?
So I think that what the world needs most right now is really leadership We lack leaders. It doesn't mean just like the big CEOs and so on. I mean, leaders also in the daily life, people who can show the way. And I think very often, both you and I and many other people, we do shine a light by the way we are, what we are doing, the way we are reacting and acting in the world. So we are indirectly leaders, all of us. So we need to remind ourselves of that. But I think generally the world needs more good leaders that are not only incredibly fascinating with charisma and all of that is great, but that they have this big, good heart that is guiding them. So we need leadership for people to feel that they are cared for. So even when they are at work, to understand that the 8, 10, whatever hours they spend at work, that people really care about them. So I think, for example, companies are a fantastic place with people for many hours, weeks and months, to really use that space to also grow their human skills. Because when you grow people's human skills, like empathic listening and things like that, you are also helping them to discover themselves and be stronger. And therefore also they will deliver much better at work, and therefore they will also be more creative and innovative and bring 100% of themselves to work and not just like part of it.